Did you want to? Okay. Hello, this is Pixie doing another video, probably on the MGTOW stuff. I was just flicking through, well, I was just like all sorts of random videos actually, but it showed me a video and it had a Thai trans woman, and I was trying to, it was an interesting video to watch the interview, and it was also good to hear that what she said she wouldn't want to transition fully into a woman. She's happy with what she is, and seems to be quite successful. I think money plays a key role as well. She said she's got all these sugar daddies, and they basically she's making about 100,000 a month. So it's like, well, there we go. There's no problem there. It's amazing when money can make such a big difference in people's lives. I mean, to be honest with you, look at the person; they're quite attractive. But I don't know what I'd think of a trans person, because it's not really the end goal. I mean, you wouldn't mind hanging out with someone who's attractive. That would be a problem. But whether you'd want to seek a relationship, it depends on your biology. A lot of it. See, I'm led by chemistry, and I think my mum's opinion was that you can grow to love someone or like someone, and actually you can't, because you're always going to be regretting it, especially in later life. I mean, you've really got to go with the best options. Mentally for you, basically, that might be what you're in tune with. And then also I was thinking about maybe sexuality has become decentralized, in that it's all about that person and their interests and what they're interested in other people. So it might be not, because before it was more centralized in that you were made to think in a certain way, like, getting married, having children, looking for a type of woman, and this kind of thing. And some of this programming is in there. Some people's programming is just a case of they want to date, and then if they fall in love, they settle down. I get to a point where they just settle down anyway. They seem to think it doesn't matter, and seems like they sort of. The problem is anyone's history can't be wiped up completely clean, and so some people have got some things that stick with them, and they probably carry them around. So, like the person they most loved that broke their heart, or maybe they called it off, or there was something about them they liked and something they didn't like about another one. It also used to come up in the future at some point. And so really, most people look for a clean slate. Well, the reason that some of the issues is they don't take time out from relationships, and so it's like one merges to the next, and so it's a bit of a mess. But yeah, I mean, if I went to a place like Thailand and you were with somebody, I mean, it was very easy just to sort of like, based on your chemistry, you would chat to someone. It's only when you send something a bit different about them that you might realise. But yeah, certainly it's certainly a lot different. I mean, as for me, I got my roadmap. I mean, certain types of women I'm taking more interest in. I'll probably be somebody that's non-English, because I just want to try something new, and culture, maybe their worldviews on other men abroad. Basically, you want to be highly valued in their eyes, whatever that might be, and equally you want to, have the benefits of a woman who doesn't mind an age difference, or is more content with what you bring. I mean, basically, it's just the indifference financially, economics, and stuff like that makes a big difference. So for me, trying to get the finance sorted out, and at the moment it's up and down, and I'm sort of chasing things, but they might not necessarily turn out to be big winners in the old crypto space. But also, if you're buying things on there like artwork and so on in the form of NFTs, that you really want to be sort of trying to make profit on them, because why are you buying them? They might be a nice collectible, but it's difficult because some things you're going to keep, some things you're going to sell. But so you want a majority, and then you want to sell above the floor price because you're trying to drive the price up, and you're trying to get more money than you put in the first place. So it's quite obvious. But then you get a lot of these projects, and they're just like they're giving freebies and giveaways and stuff. When they do that, they actually damage the project. I mean, they're trying to make it popular. I get that. But because they give them away these stuff, they just stick them back on the market at a lower price, and then they try to just make money out of it, but they want a quick buck on it, and then they end up driving the price down. Or if it's like giveaways, you think, well, I bought all this stuff and now you're giving them bloody what I got, so it's a bit expensive. It's probably better, I don't know, maybe it's some other way of dealing with that. It's just one of the things. Anyway, it's got it's completely slightly off topic. But it's a case of this, if you're building this pyramid, what you're going to put in place there to sort of build it up. I mean, still some other things I would do. Like if I was going to go out and hunting down for a partner or something, it's the health. You've got to put your health into the best position. Because otherwise, if it's at its worst point, if you're at your worst point and you go out looking for someone, you're probably going to attract lesser versions, and you're going to be more vulnerable to these people, and you're going to think, oh yeah, this is what I deserve, or this is okay, and you might just not be happy with that sort of setup and so on. So health is also really important. I seem to feel like an old man. That's what I feel like nowadays. Sometimes just stiffer joints and cracking things, but then again I work quite a bit, so I can't not expect that. So yeah, and then there's some other things. I think you develop rules that work for you is one of the key things. So one of the things I got with investment is to get your kind of toe in the water. So you make an initial investment and you see how it goes. Because if the investment's payoff is enough for you, then why ape in like crazy? Because it might not work out. I mean, there's one investment. Basically, it's to do with mining crypto and stuff, and they reckon, year 5 you'll get 100,000 pounds worth in a year. I think that'd be great. So I've got 2 of these things anyway, but I don't need to get any more. I mean, that would be more than enough. I think if I got enough to actually pay myself a salary sort of percentage. So if it's 25 maybe. I mean, 20,000 you can quite easily live on. That was very close. Yeah, but you couldn't guarantee. I mean, it could fluctuate as well. Okay, so it's a flip-flop from 2 subject: investment, which is important. I think money is quite important, or forms of wealth, and it doesn't necessarily have to be money. I mean, people might be attracted for something you do that's popular or something that's important, but you likely keep them if there's some type of financial structure in place there as well. And then also you kind of weed out bad behaviour. Yeah, well, in women generally. I mean, there's a lot of grooming that goes on. Where I live, there's a lot of grooming that goes on with some of the women. So they should start being friendly, ask for favours, and then they kind of just act like they own you. It's like, what? I think this woman just walks into this bloke's flat and thinking, hey, and he hasn't been there that long. So I think to myself, well, she's obviously groomed him quite well, and she's got a few other people that she needs errands, but then it's a criminal mindset. That's what they've got there. Where it's kind of it's about getting favours, manipulating people and taking advantage, and they try to do little in return. It's a bit odd. So yeah, there's always a thing about respect as well, probably. So That's why I try to keep my distance on some of these things. But I guess that's the way people are, you know, they've learnt to survive like that. And you don't want a person that's all bossy and sort of aggressive female traits are never attractive. I don't want a woman to put me down. But you see so much of that, just like, I don't know, it's like some weird bitchiness. I think it's a case of like letting them know that they've got that they can manipulate you, I guess. Get around there, am I? I'd like to get around that. There's a fucking big lorry thing behind me. No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to squeeze. I might be able to, let's have a look. Oh no, it's pretty tight, isn't it? It's about as tight as I can get. No. I can't go tighter than that, it's too tight. Yeah, and what else is my roadmap? Well, maybe to buy some nice things. Travel, that's going to be, and I got to do a bit of that. You know, if I get into I will keep my main job at the moment. Travel, and also the other thing about power. So if you take someone out from one country to live with you, they become more equal. But if they still live in that country and you're involved with them, you go see them. You're the unequal. You're the one with the power. So they're in a position where they want to please you more because of what you bring. So, but maybe it's just power games between the sexes. Yeah. Right, it's been sun off. Have a great one, and speak to you soon.